She is the fifth scion of the Birla family. With a master's in economics and management from University of Oxford, she had the option to take up a job in her father's group. But she chose to discard the safety net and is now building her own legacy. We have with us Ananya Birla, daughter of Kumar Mangalam and Neerja Birla. So welcome to VCCTV.
Thank you so much, my pleasure.
And thank you so much for speaking to us.
No, my pleasure, thanks.
So what led to Svatantra Microfinance?
So yeah, I started when I was 17. I had a love for startups. I love startups, and basically the idea was financial inclusion. I realized that the MFI industry has huge scope. 68% of India is rural, which we don't realize actually. And if we can actually tap into that market, there's so much that can be done in our country. So that was the basic idea, is to start from scratch and to really create something massive which can impact lives and is profitable, sustainable, and has the scope to become into something much larger, which we're now seeing through SFBs and national banks. So that's the basic idea.
And so what are the pain points that you faced when you started building from scratch?
So the barriers to entry in the market was very, very high. So to convince a client to take a loan from Svatantra versus any other competitor was really, really tough initially. So I really had to, my team and I, we really had to differentiate ourselves in a manner that would create such good value propositions that a client would want to take a loan from Svatantra. So that was a huge task initially. That was a pain point. Another one was, how do you actually choose an area to enter into, because there was this whole AP crisis that happened when I actually entered. So the entire market was blacklisted, and entering at that time, of course, that was a huge pain point. But now we can see it's a really hot market and there's so much scope. I mean, it's the first step to become into a bank. So yeah, that was a huge pain point, and to really convince people to join the company was also a huge pain point, because again of the AP crisis, and people had lost faith in the industry. So really having to rebuild that faith was something that was really tough to do, but it was not a challenge and it's not fun. So yeah.
And do you see yourself as more of a social entrepreneur?
So no, not at all actually. So anyone really setting out to make a difference, someone would put the tag of social on it. Yeah. But at the end of the day, I'm an entrepreneur. Yeah. Now, if the byproduct of what I'm doing is sort of lending a hand, being a mediator to people in rural India, then so be it. So if you want to call me a social entrepreneur, if you want to call me an entrepreneur, at the end of the day, I'm doing what I'm doing, and that's what's most important to me. As an entrepreneur, everyone has different facets to their personality. Tags is something that really doesn't really get to me. But I'm an entrepreneur, is what I would say. If you would think of it, or if anyone else would think of it as a social entrepreneur, then so be it. But for me, I'm an entrepreneur.
And so now you're working on a new venture, which is an e-commerce platform. Can you tell us?
So I don't want to really talk too much about it right now. Actually, I always believe that work should speak for itself. So let's see what happens. Let's see how it turns out. And it's something that the team is really amazing. We're very excited about it. So let's see how it turns out. And yeah, so that's pretty much all I would like to say about it actually.
And when do you think you have a target set in mind? By the end of this year, you want to launch this startup?
In this year, yeah.
This year?
In this year.
And do you want to be an angel investor at one point of time in your career?
An angel investor, startup is something that I truly believe in. I wouldn't be able to give you a decisive answer as to a yes or a no. But yeah, startup is something I believe in. If there's an idea that I believe in, which I think can bloom into something that is impactful, profitable and sustainable, why not? But I can't give you a yes or a no right now.
Thank you so much for speaking to us.
Thank you, it's my pleasure.